everybody. Today I'm gonna take my Masterboard pieces that I made in another video. I'll link it down below. I made a Masterboard out of my scraps, and then I cut them out, and I've got 2 journal cards here and a tag. And what I want to do, I want to put some pictures on them, but I don't have any photo paper. I just print these on some nice printer paper that I have, but I wanted them to be kind of shiny, which is weird because usually I don't want anything shiny in my junk journals, but I found this technique, and I can't remember the lady's name that did the video, but again, I will also link that down below in the description so you can go watch her video because it's way better than mine. She goes into a lot more detail, and she uses a bunch of different colors of this embossing powder on hers, but I only have the clear, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to take the color that's going to be picked up in my backgrounds, and this is just going to be clear. But I like it because it gives a texture and a little sheen to it. It makes it look more like a real photograph than just on plain flat paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss the pictures first. So I put, I'm going to try them one at a time first. I might be able to do them all. I'll do them one at a time. So what I have, they have Distress Tim Holtz embossing ink. It's in a clear dabber. And that's good if you just want to do part of a section or even the whole thing. But I also have a pad, an ink pad by Versamark. And that works better for me when I'm doing a large area. So you just put the ink on. Now what I'm going to do, because I always make a mess, I'm going to get a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to put the ink on that so I don't get the ink on my folder. So that way when I go to put the extra powder back in my container, it's not sticking to my folder. And you just make sure that you get the ink everywhere that you want the powder to be. And in this case, it's the entire picture. Okay. Get this out of the way. And then, looks like I'm going to be putting a bunch on here, and I am, but most of it is not going to be staying on the picture. Okay, that ought to be good. Let me get my tweezers. There we go. So I want to make sure and get it on all the parts. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to set that over to the side for a second. And then I just take my powder and put it back in my container. Still gets everywhere, but I saved the majority of it. And then I'm going to use my heat tool. And you can see what happens. It's pretty cool. Just let that cool off for a second. I see I missed a spot up here. That's okay. I can just heat it again. Yeah, that's got it. The cool thing about this too is if you miss a spot with the powder, once this cools a little bit, and it just takes a second, you can just put more powder on it and redo it. But I don't know if you can see the difference. Let me see. Let me get one of my other. Here they are. See the difference, hopefully. And then when you go to put it on here, it just gives a little something extra. I like this technique. So I'm gonna go ahead and do these other two pictures. See if I can do them together. Should be fine. Want to make sure I get the ink on all the parts. And yes, I know I got it on my folder, and that'll be okay. This is just a file folder that I've done lots of different things with. So if I can't use it for this anymore, I'll just cut it up and use it for scraps. Okay. Get all this put back in my container. Put the lid on that so I'm not blowing it all over the place. Clean this up a little bit. All right. Okay, one down, one to go. If you're not familiar with embossing powder, it's actually a little teeny tiny pieces of plastic, so when you put the heat gun on it, it melts it. And what I did on these is I went ahead and put my ink on before I put the embossing powder on. It kind of seals it in that way. And I used the oxide, so when the plastic melts, it sort of oxidizes it, I guess. Kind of like if you put, water on it, the liquidy part of the melted plastic just really sets that ink in there and makes it look really old. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my wipe out and wipe the little bits of pieces of this up, so just bear with me for a second. Grab my baby wipes. My kids are grown. I didn't think I would be needing baby wipes for a while, but here we are. Okay. Oh, yay. Get that. I mean, you try best you can not to get the powder everywhere, but it's so fine that it gets everywhere. Okay. Now I've got my tag and my journal cards here. Let's see. Well, that's big, so that's going to need to go there. Yeah, I think that's how I had decided earlier that I was going to do them. Yep, so let's take these one at a time. So we'll start with this one with the tag. You get my glue. Make sure that I don't have any loose powder on the back here. And then I'm just going to glue these on here and embellish them a little bit. I've got a lot going on in the background, so that's going to help me so I don't have to put too much extra embellishment. Okay. And as usual, I'm having problems with my glue. I usually do, so no shocker there. All right, let's see what we've got. I want to put this over the join, but I still want, there we go, I still want to see this pretty paper over here. All right, let me flip this over. Grab my bone folder. Really push that on there. Good. There she goes. There she is. She's on there. Let me grab my book over here with all my labels and whatnot. See what we can find to put on there. It just needs a little something down here, I think. Let's see if I can find something that will go good on there. It's really pretty, and I have a hard time with the embellishing and the decorating. I always feel like I might ruin it. But it's just paper, I have to tell myself. That might work. That's one. Let me see if I can find anything else that I think might look better. Got bunches of numbers. But I also want to stay with that same sort of color vibe, and I don't know if that one's going to do it, but this one probably will. With the green, yeah, I like that one better. I think we'll go with that. Let me stick this back in here. Oh, I'm just set it over here because I might use it for one of these other ones. All right, so now this needs some a little bit of trim work. And some ink. That's good. Do I run around the corners? No, I don't think so. Let me see. We'll see after I ink it. I'm going to use some, what is this? Walnut stain. See, can't even tell that white was on there. I'm loving it. All right. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I was singing. Oh my gosh. Now, how do I want this? I think I want it just like that. Yep, I'm going to put it right in the middle. I don't usually do that. I like to offset stuff, but sometimes you have to put it where you think it looks best. Not a big rules person, so that's where it's going. Yep. And I think that that's plenty on that tag. Got some sari silk here. Gonna take a piece of it. And I think that might be a little thick. I might need to cut that in half. Let's see. Grab these tweezers. Pull it through. Yeah, that's too thick. I cut this little piece off down here, the seam where they sewed it together. Alright. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to rip it. Wow, this is so thick I could probably get 3 pieces out of this. But I'll wait and rip that later because I only need the one for now. Let's try this again. Oh yeah, much better. I don't even need the tweezers for this. And all those strings. I'm liking that as well. What I should have done was stitch around this picture, and I didn't even think of it. Now, these are way too long. So let me just trim those off. See what we've got here. Oh, I like it. I like the little strings hanging down. Okay. Now, these other two, I'm going to take these over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around the edges of the pictures, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was crazy. My sewing machine just did all kinds of crazy stuff. But you know what? It's going to be fine. Because this is junk journals, right? I mean, look. Look at this. Insane. So then it came unthreaded somehow. I don't know. So I rethreaded it. And then I always check it on a zigzag stitch for the tension on a scrap that I have over there. So I did that and everything was great. I forgot to switch it back to a straight stitch. So I zigzagged on my picture. And that's, you know what? I messed it up. So fine, I'm leaving that on there. And I've left some extra thread. This one fared much better. Anyway, so let's see which one and where am I going to? No, I think I'm going to put these little girly girls on this journal card. just like that. And then I'll put something over here. So I get my glue that I also, oh, one thing I did want to say, when you sew something on the back, smooth down your paper over where you stitched, because which it's not going to work too good on this particular one because I've got all that extra thread there. But still, if you take your bone folder or ruler or anything and smooth those down, it will lay flatter on whatever you're gluing it to. It just looks better. But like I say, it's not going to matter on this one because of all this extra thread. But anyway, I just wanted to share that tip. I think I got that one from Juliet Camellia Craft Designs. I love watching her videos. She cracks me up. That's just going to be a nightmare right there. But we'll do our best. We'll make it work. Finally, with this glue, come on. Okay. Oop, almost put that upside down. It's got a little bit of text here, so we'll put it right like that. Grab my... You know what? That thread actually doesn't look too bad sticking out from under there. So I think, I mean, this picture feels almost like vinyl or leather or something. I really love this technique. I'm going to leave those strings hanging on there too. Okay, let's go ahead and get this other one glued down while we're doing the gluing. Doing the gluing. All right. I mean, threads are okay, but, you know, at some point you've got too many. For my taste, anyway. Okay. Now, unfortunately, when I made this masterboard, I was so careful to make sure and keep this lady on there. And you know what? I'm getting ready to cover it up. Doesn't matter. Okay. Let's see. Have that over like this. Yep. All right. Get the glue. It's coming out good now. It took long enough. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to smooth that down. And I literally just told you guys to do that. This is not going well. We're gonna soldier on though. That over the seam. Make sure I've got it on there relatively straight. Okay. Get this baby pushed down there. Glue. Yes, I just literally wiped that on the back of my hand. You know what? And I don't even need to do that because look, I have my wife here. First for everything. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Now, let's get our book back out. I think we need some numbers on here, definitely. So let me skip to my number section. Oh, I have this over here. Let's see if this will work on any of these. No, I don't want to cover up little girls. No, I don't think that's going to work today. Let me just stick this back in here. That'll work anywhere. And keep going. Got my book here. Let's see. Here we go. Some numbers. Let's see. What about this? I think that goes better on that. Okay. So I need something for over here. What do I have? That'll work. This needs something else, though. Something additional over here somewhere, I think. What do I have? I like that better. So put that there. And this is just gonna, I don't like this for that after all. So that's already got numbers on it. And a date. So can't very well have that be another date. You know what? I think that's going to be enough. Put a little bit of ink on that real quick. Do I want it up there or do I want it here? Down here. So this shows that you can, other than me taking forever to do the most basic things over here, it shows that when you do the Masterboard, cut your pieces out, you need to make a journal card, you've got it already ready. Then all you have to do is put your embellishments on. Do this one. I do a little bit of trim work, a little bit of ink, a little bit of glue. And I know I got these numbers from somewhere, but I've had them so long, there's no way I can go back and figure out. I got them off Etsy, but there's no way for me to figure out who I got them from so that I could share with you. I'm really sorry about that because I like to give credit to the artist, of course, but also I like to be able to share so you can find things that you like too. I'm not trying to gatekeep, I promise. And if I ever do remember or figure out, let's make that a little bit straighter there, Christine, where I got it from, I'll come back and put the link here. So yeah, so that's what we ended up with. We've got 2 journal cards and the tag. Using the technique on the pictures with the embossing powder, I really like that, how it just makes it shine. And had the mishap with the sewing machine, but that looks okay after all because it's supposed to be junky. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.